This is my click-through rate on Amazon. It is 0.54%. Now, the standard of click-through rates on Amazon are as follows. If you're anywhere between 0 to 0.3, you're not doing so well. It's on the poorer end of a good click-through rate. 0.3 to 0.75, that's average across all niches. You're doing okay. That's pretty good. And then if you're over 0.75%, you are doing absolutely excellent with your click-through rate. Now, obviously, this may change from niche to niche depending on your product, but overall, that is the standard average. And the other thing I want to point out is this 0.54% is actually the results of my advertising over the last 30 days. And it's been using a lot of broad and auto campaigns for keyword research. And by nature, they are going to have a lower CTR because those campaigns, broad and auto, are going to be trying out different potential keywords that may or may not work for my product. It casts a very wide net. And because of that, it would lower the click-through rate. But if I scroll down, as you can see here, I have other campaigns that I have paused or kept going that are close to the 1% mark. And how I got these really high click-through rate is all based on my main image, which is what this video is going to be all about. It's going to be all about how to optimize your main image, the key features of a good main image, how to A/B test it so you pick the correct one before you upload or do any photo shoots. And lastly, we're going to go over some bonus tips, looking at examples from different niches to see what you can do to really make your product stand out in your category. My name is Azain and I'm from SellerMetrics. We spend over $3 million in PPC ad spend every single month, scaling businesses profitably from 6 to 7 and 7 to 8 figures. And part of scaling businesses profitably is optimizing their listing. And the first thing on the funnel is the click-through rate. And we're going to share with you everything we do to optimize your main image. So let's quickly go over the elements, the basic fundamental elements of a good main image. 1, the image takes up as much of the white space available. 2, the angle of the image or the way you take the photo showcases the main differentiation of the product, or if it's not the angle, it's something about the product packaging that can show it, which leads into my third point. You must include your product packaging in the main image if you have premium product packaging. If you don't include it. If it's just a brown box or like some plastic bag, you don't need to include the product packaging in your main image. But if you do, it may also justify a higher price point, and it gives the customer a far more premium buying experience. So if we go to my screen here, as you can see on the screen, this is my main image. So I sell a 6-lot watch case. Now let me give you examples of what I'm competing against. Okay. So if I search up the main root keyword of my category, this is what comes up. As you can see, it's all almost exactly the same product, even though, I mean, these are the sponsored images, but they're all these top-down views of the product. It's really easy to stand out if you just do something different. If you scroll down, it's almost exactly the same thing. So the first differentiation that my product has is that it showcases a side view of my product, which also showcases the angled display that my box has that other products in this niche do not. So right then and there, I have shown the differentiation of my product that may entice people to purchase it over the others. The other thing is that I include premium product packaging. As you can see here, compared to my competitors, none of them have product packaging in it except for these guys. They are all almost exactly the same, that top-down view, just face on the watches. Lastly, and this is something I actually can improve in this listing image, is I could take up more of the space with my product. There's a lot of white space in my main image, and I think I can still optimize to eliminate that. But ultimately, that is the goal here, is so that when my product shows up, it takes out as much of the visual real estate that it possibly can to catch people's attention. It's very straightforward in that regard. So the thing is, before I launched, I did an A/B test to see what people would like the most. And the image that you see on the screen here is what people ultimately picked as their favorite image and what they showcased. And I did the A/B test on PickFu. So I'm going to show you how that looks. And if you like this content, guys, make sure you like and subscribe. I basically ran a very simple A/B test where I put up 3 different kind of angles and types of photos of my product and my product packaging. And you don't need professional photos for this part. You can literally take pictures with your phone and then just quickly, even like on Canva, you can eliminate the background and just organize the pictures and the product packaging in the background as you see fit. But as you can see here, I have 3 different kind of angles that I took. There's the closed lid box, there's the open lid side view, and then there's the overhead kind of top-down view, which is what the industry standard seems to be. And as you can see here, there was a tie between the middle one, B, and between C. But the best thing about PickFu is not only do people vote, but they can actually write their reasoning behind it, like their justification. And obviously you put down a question as well. So my question was, if you were shopping on Amazon for a watch case for your watch collection, which main image would compel you to purchase the most and why, right? So it's based on the premise of purchasing. Okay. So if we scroll down to see what the difference between the responses to B and C are. Let's see what they say. The side view is better because the dead on view is misleading. You don't see the true shape of the box unless it's the side view. So product differentiation right there. This guy says, I really like the one in the middle, and the angle of the case looks great. The mirror, the gold, I like it all, the color, and the beautiful box that has a very elegant look to it. I love the language that he used that. That is definitely the vibe that I'm going for. That is what I'm trying to showcase with my box. Seeing the case on the angle is the most aesthetically appealing image, and so on and so forth. Now let's look at the top down view. Straight ahead image really gives me a good look at the construction of the case, to how well the watches look from all sides and angles. Straight is not tilted, shows inside of the box well. So so C is very functional, which is fine. You know, clearly like quite a few people liked it, but I liked the words and description that the people who chose B picked, because I'm trying to position my product as a very elegant, very luxurious product. And so I want to capture those people. And this is what the angle works best for that. If I want it to be a more functional, maybe cheaper product, maybe the top-down view is actually better. But nonetheless, you guys get the idea. Put up different angles and different types of images. Ask people the question of which one would they buy, and people will give you really detailed answers on which image compelled them and why it compelled them, which gives you a huge leg up to determine how you can position your listing to really stand out against your competitors. This is a fairly simple product, and I want to give you examples from other niches as well, and some of the bonus content that I have in this video that breaks down other elements that you can have in your image if it makes sense for your product and your niche. But before you get that, once your listing is optimized, the most important thing to do is get your product in front of the eyeballs of the customers who would value your product with all the features that it has. And the best way to do that is Amazon PPC. When you run proper PPC campaigns, you're showing your product to the customers that are most likely to buy it. And if you want to learn more about PPC, you can check us out in this book right here. It's called Ultimate Guide to Amazon Ads, Advanced Tactics, and Best Practices. This book tells you how to do proper keyword research and optimize your campaigns, set them up, and keep them going long-term to maximize your sales. And you can get it completely for free by the link in the description below. It's got a 4.8 out of 5-star rating on Amazon itself, so it's definitely worth looking into and taking your business to the next level. Okay, so let's look at some examples of amazing main images that have high click-through rate in other industries, in other niches. So this is the main image. As you can see here, it's very eye-catching, very popping colors. They follow all the fundamentals, which is they have the product packaging, which in supplements is the most important thing. They take up almost all of the white space of the product. And the way they showcase their differentiation is actually the writing on the image, which is the main features that supplement brands must use, but is applicable in every industry and in every niche. But this is kind of the bonus stuff that I was talking about. As you can see here, it says creatine shoes in big bold letters. Very easy to read. If we were to look up creatine shoes on Amazon, they actually come up as the overall pick. So they're obviously doing something really well. Most people have a pretty good listing image that shows what is being sold, right? So chewables. So that's definitely a good differentiation. Their colors are also better, in my opinion, like all of the others. The second one is very pharmaceutical, and the third and fourth one are almost exactly the same as each other. So it says creatine shoes, but it also says grape flavor. And then to emphasize the grape flavor, they have images of grapes around the side of the product. Now, obviously, your product doesn't have to come with the actual grapes. That's not what this is trying to showcase. It's just trying to really amplify one of the best values of this product, which is the flavor of the tablets. On the left side here, you can see it actually shows muscle building and recovery, boosted cognitive function. Now, you can't read that as a customer. If you were to look up, like you see, like there's no way you could be able to read that from the side. But you know what can read it? Amazon's AI. It's constantly scanning every single image in their entire catalog and ranking and sorting images and products so that it can suggest them to customers. So writing these things while the customer can't see it is still very beneficial and useful because you're optimizing for Amazon's AI and indexing. So let's look at a different product, and I'm going to show you this dog bed. So this is a large cooling bed for dogs. It has a cute dog that's sitting on the bed. Now, if I look up the main keyword, which is dog bed in Amazon, they're almost all exactly the same image. And as you can see, I'm going to go into how it differentiates. It's pretty much like a frontal view of the dog laying on the bed, which makes sense. However, these guys have that, but they also have their product packaging. And on the product packaging, it showcases all of the features and benefits, or the main features and benefits at least, that separates them from others. So if this product were to show up in this search term, dog bed, it's so much more enticing to click. Why? Because it has the main image that all of these do, but it also showcases so many other features that someone may be interested in. So if you had a dog, I think it would make sense. If you have a large dog and it has cooling for large dogs, it sounds like something you would value for your pet. Absolutely. Waterproof liners. That sounds really important for dog owners. I'm not a dog owner. I do have a cat, but waterproof liners for your pet. that definitely seems super helpful. And washable cover, that's huge. I'm sure dogs get things quite messy. That right there is something that you can do to differentiate yourself, have a significantly higher click-through rate than your competitors by having your product packaging and showing your benefits on your packaging. Other small features can include things like at the top right here, this guy says designed in USA. Obviously he's selling in USA, and maybe there are many customers that may value that, but other things can include 100% vegan or a woman-owned business or anything like that, like things that really capture the emotions of your customers. All those things can help. But that's it for this video, guys. It was all about click-through rate. I know that's a lot of information for just one image in the entire listing, but it is super important because it's the first thing in the funnel that your customers see before engaging with your product. And if they don't click your product listing, then they can't buy your product. So it's very important to absolutely nail your main image. Otherwise, you don't give yourself a good shot at getting those sales that you want. Now, if you want more help scaling your business to the next level, check us out here. If you're an Amazon seller that wants to grow your Amazon profits, schedule a discovery call in the link below. We are an Amazon agency that helps our clients grow their revenue and their profits and optimize their PPC. And that's it for this video, guys. I hope it was super helpful, and I will see you next week. But until then, happy selling.